This is a Thunderbox, and this is an MT-01. The Thunderbox is for stupid people like me who are not very good with electronics and keep breaking them on their motorcycle because they're not very good at it. And the idea of this is basically, in layman's terms, you connect it to your terminals on your battery and then you plug your accessories into it going forward, and it does all the hard work for you. I've mounted a USB port to my handlebars already. Not very happy with it, but unfortunately needs must. Not happy with it because of the way it looks, really, not necessarily because of the way it performs. I haven't tried that yet. We'll get on to that, we'll get that tested. But anyway, without further ado, let's remove the seat, remove the tank, get the cables run nice and neat under the tank and connect it into the Thunderbox, and we'll go from there. If this is your first time watching the channel, please give me a thumbs up, give me a subscribe. There's lots of content like this. I hope you enjoy it. So let's get on with it anyway and stop babbling on.
Tom's TC.
Okay, so before we get to fitting the actual Thunderbox, which I don't know where I'm going to put it yet because there ain't a lot of room under the seat, and you need to allow for the seat to actually close down. So that'd be interesting. What I've done is I've routed this USB port here down through here, and I'm hoping I can cable tie it to the electrical lines here. And I've run it down through here, and there's just this opening here. Let's just see if we can get a bit more light on the subject. There we go. There's just a line here, and it runs through there, comes up, down here past the air box, down under the petrol tank, and comes out here. So now all I need to do is strip the ends off of this, ready to plug into the Thunderbox, and we'll talk about that in a minute. Okay, so this is the Thunderbox. You've got your negative line, positive, and the idea is you just basically connect them up to the lines like so, or to the battery connections like so. And then this comes with a very handy little adhesive Velcro mount, and I'm thinking that will be okay somewhere around here. I've already got my battery charger lines on there as well. So this one as well, this is to do with some other jiggery pokery, which we're not going to talk about. But basically I want to be able to see the green flashing light, which is just here on this, to make sure it's working as it should do. So let's try and get this fitted in the best place. Might have to go. I've also got to make sure that the lines from my USB port aren't too stressed across here, and they will connect into these. I've already stripped these, as you can see, into here like that. So I might have to run those lines under there. Okay, I think I'm going to mount the Thunderbox on top of the ECU here. I don't really know where else to put it right now. I haven't actually stuck it down yet, but basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect it up to the battery, ratchet to undo the battery terminal, because I remember doing it up very tight because the bike likes to vibrate these off, and that isn't much fun when you're out riding. So I managed to get the positive terminal in and then connect the other side. So now I've connected up the terminals. I don't know if you can see that, but the little green light is flashing on the Thunderbox, which means it's connected. It's doing its thing. The bike is obviously not turned on. After a while, that will stop flashing. So I just want to try and tie these cables up. But first of all, I'll connect up these cables. It's quite simple. You lift up these tabs, and this is the black cable. So, and basically you lift up those little tabs and you push that into the hole like so. The back, push that tab down, and that's that cable now connected. And it's just the same as with the other side. green being a negative. Lift the tab up. Not that one. That one. Make sure you're push that in like so, shut it down. And that is now connected. And at the moment, so the Thunderbox is now connected up to the USB port on the handlebars. And as you can see, there's no power going to this. And I know there's no power because it's actually got a voltage reading on this particular USB port, which is what I wanted because of rectifier issues, and it will give me a bit of pre-warning, I think. That's the idea anyway. So when we turn the bike on, you see the Thunderbox is flashing green. We need to actually turn the ignition on. I hope you can hear me. You can see we now have a nice 14.2 volts reading on this, which is perfect. Exactly what I wanted. And you can see on the Thunderbox it's green, which means the bike's running. It knows the bike's running. So now I've turned the bike off. Still green. Still showing a voltage reading of 12.9, which is absolutely fine. That's exactly what we need. And it goes off because the Thunderbox is now flashing green rather than solid green, which means that's working. So let's try and get these cables tidied up a little bit and see how that goes. So that's now fitted. The Thunderbox is all now in place and the cables are in as good a position as they're going to be, really. There just ain't enough room under this seat, unfortunately. So I'm hoping they won't vibrate around too much, making sure they're not connected too much to the back or touching the battery terminals. I don't think that'll be an issue. So when the seat's back on, they should hold in place. So that's now fitted. I've had to fit it to the ECU. If you know why I shouldn't fit it to the ECU, please let me know in the comments below. But otherwise, it's only a Velcro unit with a adhesive bit of tape, so it should be okay. It all works okay. We're just going to test it with a phone in a second to see how that performs. But yeah, let's put the seat back on and put the make sure that the petrol tank is bolted back on. That's all good. It's good. So that's now mounted. The Thunderbox is mounted under the seats. This is quite a good little USB as well, because I can actually turn this off as well if I want to. So if I don't want that LCD flashing in my face the whole time. Although it's quite handy to have, because like I said, it basically gives me a little bit of a warning if there's a problem with the rectifier, which I had lots of problems with. I haven't had any problems with my rectifier since I upgraded to the ultimate rectifier. And this is apparently waterproof. Time will tell. But that's all in place and it all looks good. And I'm really happy with that install. And that's exactly what I need, because there's two USB connections on here. And that means I can charge my phone and also maybe charge my cameras at the same time. All good. Okay, so I have given the cable a bit of a tidy up so it's not floating around everywhere, and I've connected just a USB cable that I had laying around and connected it into my Samsung Ultra S24, which is mounted on my quad lock. So if we start the bike up, we should see the phone will start charging. light turned off, you can see 12 volts will disappear and the phone will stop charging. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it helps you when you come to install a Thunderbox on your motorcycle. It isn't just an MT-01 that it works on, obviously. It could be on any bike. And I am a numpty when it comes to electrics, and that was pretty straightforward. The only thing I had trouble with was getting the cable running down through under the tank, because it's quite tight under there as well, and I didn't want to run it over any of the pistons and stuff like that because it gets really hot under there. So we'll see how that goes. And the rest of it was pretty straightforward, and you saw how well it works as well. And I like my little USB point as well, because that gives me a nice warning if the bike's not charging the battery, which is great. And it probably won't work either if there's a problem on that side. So I don't like clutter on my handlebars, and I'm just coming round to it to an form is, or practicality over form. So I'll see how that goes. I still find it a bit of a eyesore, but hey, you know what you can do. Anyway, that's the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give me a thumbs up, give me a subscribe, comment below, let me know what you think. If I've done anything wrong in this video, tell me, because it helps me to learn in the future, and it helps anybody else watching this video. Thanks so much for watching. Give me a thumbs up, give me a subscribe. See you next time on Tom's TC. Ciao.